Eric and Mike podcast brought to you by Insight Auctioneers, located in Sebring.
Yes, specializing in agricultural and construction equipment, Insight Auctioneer has been the place for government surplus and consignment auctions since 1999.
No matter what you need, everything from school buses to containers, shipment containers to a semen separator, they will have it at Insight Auctioneers.
I've literally seen everything out there, even commercial kitchen equipment, microwaves, laptops. The golf carts are amazing.
Yes.
They have a huge 65-acre plot off State Road 66 in Sebring with live monthly auctions, rain or shine, every month. But the really cool thing is you can also do it all online.
As we used to say, you can shop in your pajamas if you want to.
That's
at
right.
Insight Auction. It's insightauction.com. You can look at the entire lot, and then you can bid right there online.
Insight Auctioneer, the personal auction company.
Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said? Did you hear me? Did you hear what I said?
Welcome to Did You Hear Me with Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd. And now, here's your host, Eric Michaels and Mike Lee.
Hear me? Did you hear what I said?
Oh, man, I love it.
We have a long list of things to talk about. Some funny stuff, some general warning stuff, but let's jump into the quote of the year, damn, that was fast.
You're not going to believe this. So there's this Scott Adrian Engel, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He is wearing an ankle monitor. So he's on pretrial release for such stuff as accessory after the fact, tampering or fabricating physical evidence, possession or retaining stolen credit cards, grand theft of a motor vehicle, fraudulent use of personal identification.
Oh, wow. It sounds like he's got a RICO type case going on.
So the dude is limited where and when he can go.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready for this?
Yep. Yeah.
You know, there's some things you're just not going to believe. So here's what our affiant said, okay? That's the person in charge of this program to keep up with the dude. The defendant, being Scott, emailed this officer a fraudulent order of modification dated 6/16/25, allowing the defendant 3 hours out of his residence to go to Amscott and out to eat with his family.
So he granted himself permission to do that.
That's right. He fraud. Now he's out on pretrial.
Yeah.
For fraudulent activity.
Supposed to be confined to his home, I assume.
Supposed to be confined to his home or wearing a GPS and can only go certain places at certain times.
Yeah.
He dummies up data. So, you know, you just can't make this stuff up.
That sounds like a criminal's war cry. Dummy up, everybody. Here we go. You know what I mean? Wow.
So it's funny as it can be. And then, of course, we are there to arrest him like immediately.
Yeah.
And he is shot by that.
Damn, that was fast.
That's called customer service with a sense of urgency.
Because the story I read is that your deputies arrived, knocked on his door. He comes to the door, and the first thing out of his mouth was, damn, that was fast.
Yeah, that's great.
We believe in customer service.
Yeah. Very, very effective working over here in the Polk County Sheriff's Office, yeah.
How fast do my deputies respond? Faster than a hiccup.
You know what gets me, though, is it takes more than just a box of crayons to be able to do the stuff that this guy's doing. He's got some brains about him.
Oh, he does, but he just can't stay within the boundaries of the law.
Right.
He is what we call a criminal.
Yeah, it does. You have to be somewhat smart in order to doctor a legal document. I mean, but you have to be stupid to do
You're
it
stupid,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to be. But I'm just saying, just to even have the cojones to do it. Well, I mean, obviously, you see how it turned out. You see what happens whenever you do something like that.
Well, you know, I just saw this afternoon before I came in here. Mm-hmm. So now I'm going to go back to my detectives and said, did you also charge him with forging this document?
Yeah.
So I think just maybe because of your podcast and me seeing this document today, he may pick up some more charges.
Holy moly.
If he hasn't already.
Look at that. Eric and Mike podcast, putting away criminals.
That's right. Solving crimes.
Helping Polk County Sheriff's Office and Grady Judd put away the bad guy.
I feel like such a superhero.
As Gomer Powell would say, Shazam.
Shazam, baby.
Oh,
Shazam.
goodness. Let's move over to the Polk County Sheriff's website. I, believe it or not, maybe it shows that I'm an old man. I don't know. But I find your website filled with so much information. It's not just who's been arrested or court dates or whatever. You've got information concerning scam reporting. You offer many services like fingerprinting, firearm safety, internet safety. It's just really a plethora of that's a
Plethora.
A lot.
word.
Yeah, that's
that
a big
means
one.
A lot.
Would you say I
This
have a
is Polk
plethora?
County, plethora. I was happy to be on this podcast, and he starts dog cussing me right here.
But it's got lots of information.
Got a bunch of stuff on there, man.
There's a bunch of
A
stuff.
heap of stuff.
A heap of stuff. Yeah.
There's something for everybody. Had you looked yet? You can even see if you got a warrant.
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
See if your cousin's in jail.
Let me go look at that real fast.
That we do that to communicate with the public.
Yeah.
We tell everyone, we'll talk about our social media. It's from our lips directly to your ears. It doesn't have to be funneled, or it doesn't have to be scrubbed, or it doesn't have to be interpreted by some television station or radio station. You can hear it directly from us.
Right.
And we always love to help the community. So you can go online and see stuff about scams and frauds, or, hey, I would like to have someone come to my business or come to my church or come to my civic club meeting and teach and coach us. We have something for everyone on our webpage.
On that scam front, whenever somebody gets us, because I get them every day via the phone, is that something that you guys investigate, the phone scams, or is that a whole other thing somewhere in the national realm maybe?
Here's what we tell people.
Okay.
If someone tries to scam you, just say no.
Right.
So unless you've actually lost money, then we just tell everyone, block it.
Yeah.
Just block it. So the reality is, there's no way we could trace all this. And your good scammers have what we call poofed up,
Right.
and they don't have real sites, so your scammers are protected, so you can't easily follow them back. And when we can follow them back, and there's a percentage we do, we find out they're from the Netherlands, they're from Ukraine, they're from, Africa, they're from, and you can't get the money back anyway. So what happens is people get sucked in by these scams because you got to respond now. And then they get to thinking about it, or they talk to their neighbor, or they call their son or daughter, and they go, "You've been ripped off." And then they call us and say, police department, sheriff's office, when am I going to get my money back? And I'm sorry to tell you, you're not.
Yeah, if you're lucky, your bank might have some sort of recourse that you can take and maybe recover some of the funds. I've gotten lucky whenever my credit card or something like that was hacked, and they'll refund it. But if you're directly wiring money to somebody because you thought he was a good person, you're probably out of luck.
And many times they talk them into going getting green dot cards or Bitcoin and shipping it directly, what they figure out, or we figure out for them, overseas.
Yeah.
And that money is what we call GONE.
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 We've got dummy up, poofed up, and GONE, baby.
Yeah.
Gone, baby, gone.
Hey, I have a question about because they're getting good, these scammers. Have you heard about, or you know anything about the one where they're texting you and they'll say you have unpaid tolls on the Polk Parkway?
Oh, yes.
Have
Yes.
you seen these?
Oh, I got it.
Yes.
They are getting so good. I had family come into town, my aunt and uncle. And my aunt and uncle and my fiance and I were sitting there watching TV after dinner one night while they're visiting. And my aunt gets a text. And she lives in Oklahoma. She's just visiting. But she gets a text that says, you have unpaid tolls on the Polk Parkway. Please click here or else face a fine or whatever, whatever the verbiage is. And I'm like, she goes, did we take the Parkway when we came home? And I go, yeah, but I've got an Easy Pass. And why are you getting that text message? We were in my car. So I was like, that is definitely a scam. Get rid of it. But that's how good they're getting. They're coming up with all these ways. And it looked legit. You know, when she looked at it, she got scared. Luckily, I knew better, and I was like, do not click that. I don't know what it's going to happen, but just do not worry about it.
Definitely.
You don't want to respond. You don't want to say, I don't know what you're talking about, because when you respond, you open that up and give them access to your system.
Exactly. Yeah, the whole toll road thing, I'm like, one part of me is going, that's a genius. I mean, that's a very smart way to get into people's heads, because a lot of people use the toll roads around Central Florida. But the other part of me is like, damn, like, when are you going to let up, man? I don't want to give you any money. I have gotten called, and the person identified themselves as one of your deputies. Oh, really?
Yes.
And I jotted the name down, and it was the famous "you missed jury duty"
Oh, boy.
scam. And so I jotted his name down, and I called the non-emergency number, and I said, here's what's going on. And I was on hold maybe 15 seconds, and they said, we don't have anybody by that name here. We wouldn't call you, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
fine.
sometimes they go online, or sometimes they look at news articles and say, oh, there is a Deputy Smith that works there, or an Officer Smith. And when they call up, they identify themselves as being that person. Well, that person actually works here or works at a police department. So they're pretty smooth. I've seen times when they actually could give you the last four numbers of your serial number.
Oh, wow.
And then say, can you give us the rest of your serial number just to confirm? And that's scary. We've seen times where they go dumpster diving and people don't shred stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So they get documents, and whoa, there's credit card numbers and Social Security numbers and driver's license numbers. I hope we've got most businesses trained now. You've got to super shred everything.
Yeah.
And we call super shredding, like, when you look at it, it's dust.
So what is the final word of advice for somebody who doesn't know, somebody who it seems that legit? I mean, what is the first step you do? I mean, obviously if it's a text message, you just don't respond. But if somebody gets a call like Eric, what do you suggest that people do to make sure that what they're getting is real and not a scam?
Well, first and foremost, hang up. Because legitimate businesses don't text, email, call you on the phone, threaten you. And then you can go look up their legitimate number yourself and call them and say, this is Lakeland Regional Hospital. You're telling me I have a balance due. And then, of course, you get the real people.
Right.
And they're going to be cautious, too, thinking you're trying to scam them.
Right.
So they may tell you, come down here or send us a letter or something like that.
Right.
But they have to be careful on the other end, because people are trying to scam them to get information. You just have to understand that, for example, we don't threaten to arrest people because they didn't show up for jury duty.
Yeah.
IRS doesn't call you on the phone and demand money, or they're going to send the sheriff for you. They just don't do that. I tell everyone, just say no.
Yeah.
And I've got friends that call me that are intelligent, business people, on their game, not old, and go, this guy sounded kind of real, Grady.
Yeah.
What do you think? And I tell them the same thing. Don't talk back. Don't respond. Hang up. Don't open email. Don't open text. Nothing. If you don't recognize it, wipe it.
I do love something you just said, that the Polk County Sheriff's Office is not going to call you and tell you they're coming to arrest you. I'm pretty sure, based on the first story, you guys just show up.
Yeah. Well, Scott Engel would have liked it.
Yeah.
He would have called him and said, hey,
We're going to keep that a secret.
it's like Christmas morning when you open the door.
Surprise!
You've got these men and women in green. They're not elves.
Right, not elves. No. My goodness.
So we're talking online, and that moves really conveniently into social media, and there's a couple of different avenues. Let's take it a little serious, where, again, people on social media can try to scam you. And, again, the warning is just be careful. If
Be careful.
If it sounds too
Absolutely.
good to be true, it is.
Be careful. Social media is a wonderful thing. It's a great way to communicate, but you have to be super, super, super careful. I'm excited because I like social media because
No.
yeah, I know that comes as a big shock to everybody. But back in the day, we had to depend on the news reporter on television,
Yeah.
the newspaper, the radio to interpret what they wanted the people or the listener or the viewer to know or the reader to know about the story through the lens of their eyes. And now we can speak from my lips directly to the people in the community. Last week, we had 18 million views.
That is awesome. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Huge.
that's super.
That's more than you've ever arrested.
That's a few more.
Almost. Yeah.
About 7 more than I've ever arrested. And the week before, we had 15 million views.
Wow.
And so the reality of it is sometimes we do things to entertain, and that's why I have people go, Sheriff, why do you do that silly stuff? Well, we're trying to sell a crime prevention method.
Mm-hmm.
And that method is we need all of you together knowing who the bad guys are or knowing what's going on. And if it takes entertainment to get you there, I'm not above it. I want to cause you to pause, look at our stuff, and see, hey, we put a bad guy in jail. I mean, my morning briefings, I want to say this, by the way.
Yeah.
If everyone that's watching this podcast today is not watching my morning briefings, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're just not as cool as you could be.
You're not as cool as you think you are.
I mean,
pal.
there's millions of people that are cooler than you.
Yeah.
So where are you?
Oh, yeah, baby.
You need to get your cup of coffee, and then I'll show you the guy who's ripping people off this week or this day and who you need to look out for. And if this guy shows up in your neighborhood, say to yourself, self, it's time to lock the doors and call somebody.
Well, that is pretty awesome. I mean, and the views that you're getting are they're on the morning briefing, but it's also, I mean, you guys are posting videos all the time. And
All day long.
I think I mentioned it on the last podcast when we were together last month. I believe I would talk to you about your social media guy who just posts some of the funniest stuff where it's just, a photograph maybe, and then the story and the way he writes it is just hilarious.
Yeah, Brian's absolutely brilliant. He used to work for your old employer, and then he came to be a deputy with us for about 10 years, and then he said, hey, I'd like to get back in the world that I'm really comfortable in.
Yeah.
And I must tell you, he is truly remarkable with what he does. But the whole goal is for us to keep you safe, and for you to help keep the community safe. Our crime's at a 53-year low.
Yeah.
And good things don't just happen. Good people make good things happen.
And I feel like another thing that does, it kind of goes back to what you're saying. Like, you want the community to be together and let you see something, say something. And if every time that you get in front of a camera or every time you post something on Facebook, it's all doom and gloom, then people kind of turns people off.
They don't want to live their life like that.
Right. So it's good to have a sense of levity and go, look, here's what happened. Here's a little humor to go with it. But also we put away the bad guys.
Sure. I have people say, oh, you're on television all the time. You're on social media all the time. You're on social media too much. You're on television too much. Well, the last sheriff that I worked for before I became sheriff, who's my mentor and dear friend, was a real introvert, and he liked to never be on television, and there really wasn't social media back in the day.
Right.
But they criticized him for not telling what was happening in the community, and I have some that criticized me for being there too much. So the reality, if you're in government or if you're a leader in private business, if you wait for everybody to approve what you do, you'll never do anything.
Yeah.
So I truly believe that when you communicate with the community, when you entertain them occasionally, and you get them to pay attention and say, hey, we need help solving this, or look out for that, or did you see that this guy was stealing this? It makes a difference.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to admit, there's areas of this I don't understand. Now, we're doing a piece to help a new upstart restaurant, right?
Uh-huh.
No, I don't get paid any money.
Right.
I just help the community businesses out when I do the coffee cups. So Brian, the one you talked about, we had a cup of slaw left over from our lunch, and he said, put a tater tot on the top of that slaw, and I'll turn on my iPhone, and you say this: I'm going to arrest this tater tot because it's against the slaw.
Heyo!
Do you know, in like 3 hours, we did 65,000 views.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? What I want to say some days is, do y'all have a life? Don't you have to go to work?
Preach.
There are 65,000 people that watch me hold a cup of slaw and say, I'm going to arrest this tater tot because it's against the slaw. But you know what? If we can gather their attention and then sell a crime prevention method,
Yeah.
and message,
I think it's
works.
genius. Yeah.
Well, what it does really is breaks that wall down, because people see you, they see the badge, they see the celebrity, and they immediately think, well, I have nothing in common. He doesn't want to talk to me. I'm just Joe Average hard worker. But then they see you and your deputies cutting up. You did that stupid dance thing with the state police here recently.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Millions.
Yeah.
But what that does is breaks that wall down. So now I feel like I know you.
Right. It turns you into people.
Yeah.
And not just law enforcement.
Exactly. That's the point I was getting at.
Yeah.
And then that's going to translate into, well, I can trust them. Because they are human, I can tell them of X, Y, and Z that I know that's going on.
Do you know, you're exactly right, and the magic of that still impresses me. I'll be walking down the street and somebody will come up to me and say, Grady, I wanted to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
Like we've been friends forever. And of course, I didn't know them or they didn't know me, but they've seen me on some of the social media or television, and they feel comfortable enough. And I love it when they call me Grady instead of Sheriff, because we're connecting like I want to, because I am their friend in the community. I'm there to protect them, and I protect them with all of my deputies. My deputies do the heavy lifting, make no mistake about it. My job's to coach, but I like people.
Yeah.
And I like to interact with people. Some people get elected to public office, and all of a sudden they think they're too good to talk to people. I'm just the opposite. I look at people in the community and think, hey, all these people, my bosses.
Yeah.
And so I really, really, really enjoy when somebody walks up and says, Grady, let me ask you about this, or I saw you the other day, or how are you doing today? I stop and talk to everybody.
I think that's one of the reasons why you are reelected year after every election without pretty much any contest, because people do feel that from you. Like, one, you're protecting the community, and two, even though they love to make the joke, oh, Grady Judd has never met a camera he's been afraid of, you know what I mean? But they know that you're out there and you're being part of the community and you're doing things, and I think that's one of the reasons that people love you so much.
Well, and I appreciate that. And I do like to warn people about the most dangerous place in Polk County.
Oh, yeah?
If you get between me and a television camera.
That's right.
That's right. Yep, that's right. That is right. Hey, do us a favor and tell Brian that he's got to help us with our YouTube channel. You know, our videos with you that we cut from our podcast, Did You Hear Me? They're getting anywhere from 80 to 100,000 views.
Wow.
We'd like to see them get into the millions.
And we'll help you out with that.
All right, yeah.
All right.
You guys got to share it for us.
If you had some slaw and a tater tot, we'd be on the way.
We'd be on our way. I understand. Holy moly.
Well, thank you so much, Sheriff, for your time. We really appreciate it. It's always great to talk to you.
All right, guys, I appreciate you. Be safe. We'll see you next month.
Thanks, Sheriff.